Today I fucked up by looking at my dead husband's phone. This happened about a year ago. My husband and I were married for 6 years. We had some issues while married, including frequent business trips, not doing any chores while home, expecting that I would cook something for every meal while also working full-time. Just generally lacking empathy or affection. He died while away on a trip in a car accident. They gave us all of his belongings and it took me a few months just to want to have a look through them. To settle his estate we needed to find out where he kept his money. All the accounts I knew didn't have as much money as I thought we should. I looked through his work phone to see if there was any bank accounts I didn't know about, just to realize they were full of pics with his ex. I didn't want to look, but had to. His business trips were all to see her. There were messages from when we first met each other till today. Even during the wedding he messaged her saying he hoped it would be her next to him. My entire marriage was a sham. I talked to the husband of the girl and showed him all of this, almost as an act of revenge. A year later, I still go to therapy, attempted suicide once and can't trust anyone, possibly ever. TLR looked at my dead husband's phone, realized he was seeing his ex for the entire duration of our marriage. If you self-harm over this he wins and he's not even alive to see it. Find someone who makes you happy and that's how you win. First, sorry to hear, I can't imagine your pain. Second, remember, how other people view or treat you does not define who you are or your self-worth. Don't penalize yourself for other people's fault. Hope you continue your therapy and believe in that one day, someone will recognize your worth and treat you with respect. I'm really sorry that this happened. A betrayal on top of a tragedy, and you don't get to confront him directly about it. As others have said, his cheating was not about your worth in the slightest. It had everything to do with his own issues, and his toxic way of trying to cope with them, cheating. Please take care of yourself, and don't be afraid to reach out to friends, family, or even kind strangers if you need support, like on this thread. Did you at least find the bastard's money? Hopefully she is now divorced. Also, man shrugging, light skin tone. That is heartbreaking. I'm so sorry for you. I am confused how these kinds of people get married. Was he loving and caring while dating and engaged, but then suddenly when you got married he went emotionless? What a coward, he's surely rotting in hell. Please take care of yourself, you deserve so much better in life. Find something that brings you joy to keep you here, your life isn't over yet. Today I fucked up by flashing my 12-yo. Like the title says, today I fucked up by flashing my poor unsuspecting kiddo. Dear husband always lets me sleep in on Fridays and takes the kiddos to private school in a different town. DH is a keeper and brings me coffee every single morning, but occasionally sends the kids up with a cup for him if he is busy, because a caffeinated wife is a happy wife. I've been sick for 2 weeks and trying to sleep myself better, but as I'm finally starting to feel better was awake when DH got home from kid drop-off. We've been using work from home time with no kiddos as occasional grown-up time. For context, as there are no children to traumatize if he is working from home, and so am I, when I heard DH come up the stairs and open the doors I flashed him Mardi Gras style. Kids are at school, remember? Zero danger. It was not zero danger as poor dear daughter poked her head around with my coffee. I immediately shove my shirt down and begin apologizing, explaining that I thought she was her dad. This of course horrifies her much further and she begins stammering, "Why would you flash dad? Oh God. Ew. Mom. Gross. Just gross. Here is your coffee." Turns out that the town her school is in had a power outage and school got cancelled on the way over there and she has the day off. I ruined it with boobs. Too long did not read. I traumatized DD with a funny flash because I thought she was her dad. Edit. Today I fucked up by assuming Reddit had an understanding of context and consent. TFCI used a throwaway. Okay, sit down kids. All you high and mighty, I'm from Europe. Why is this weird? Put down your lunch wine and listen up. It's a fuck up because of how I treated it. Not because of the nudity. And now I am also sticking with dear daughter, dear son and dear husband just to piss you all off. It's a thing. DD has seen me naked. We are a pretty causal family around nudity. Consider us more European in this regard. So why was it a fuck up? Because I immediately made it weird by whipping my shirt down and confessing that it was to be salacious with her father. Immediate weirdness, and I suddenly made my boobs a sex object to my daughter. She wants absolutely no part in that, and good for her for establishing boundaries about what she does and doesn't want to see. I literally cannot believe people need that explained. It isn't about nudity. It's about your God-given right not to be involved in your parents' sex life. I'm so sorry for so many of you that had that stolen from you. And lastly, why does it make you garbage if you are asking to see my boobs? Think about it this way. Yes, I am the one who mentioned owning breasts and gasp using them to entice my husband. Now does that entitle you to ask for a picture? No, and here is why. Think of it like street harassment. Yes, I had the audacity to go online and tell a funny mildly sexual story about my breasts. Just like sometimes I walk down the street in shirts where you can tell that I own a set. Just like walking down the street owning a pair doesn't entitle you to scream at me, "Show us her teats." You are the asshole if you yell at me here to, "Show us her boobs." If you are going to make this request, at least be fucking clever or funny. Now acknowledging this is going to earn me $1 million more, which I've decided I can handle because it's a throwaway. I can always shut the account down. But I prefer to use this as a learning opportunity for all the poor Reddit men who've never seen or touched a pair, because absolutely no woman is willing put up with their behavior long enough to allow that to happen. TMYK. Sounds like was a booby trap. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Lol. She'll be okay. One day. Then it'll be a funny story when she's older. Your username has me cackling. I've seen my parents naked more times than I can count because when I was a kid, they would walk from the bathroom to their bedroom naked. No towels, no shielding, they were borderline hippie parents, and now I actually have a really positive relationship with my body because of it. Weird flex, I know. Rather your daughter than your son. As a former 12Y, I can say I got over it. Almost exactly the same scenario as yours but without the coffee. Walking from living room to my room on a snow day, past parents' room, and there she was in full glory. Not just topless. She didn't know about the snow. Long before internet. Hell, we still only had 3 TV channels at that time. I vaguely remember thinking, so that's what boobs look like. I am more amazed that the username throw_away_titties was still available. As a European, I will never understand how people can be grossed out so easily by a little nudity. GIF. Emote, free_emotes_pack, grin. Today I fucked up by eating broccoli in front of my therapist. This post is going to require some background. So when I, 27F, was born, 0F, my mother, 15F, was a very young mother. She wasn't ready for a baby, and I'm told this is why she gave me to her grandmother, 49F at the time. Her grandmother really liked broccoli. I'm talking she had broccoli-themed decor. There were these black and white or sepia pictures of it hanging on her walls. She had broccoli plushies, and she incorporated it into every meal we ate. I think she said once it was her dead husband's favorite food or something like that. Growing up I always assumed that this was normal. But once I began attending school, my classmates would always question and sometimes mock my T-shirts, which all featured cartoons of broccoli. I quickly grew to resent the vegetable. I stopped eating it at dinner my great-grandma and I would have fights about it. She always insisted I clear my plate of broccoli, so I had to start sneaking it to the trash. What's worse was her desserts were always those weird, borderline horrifying Jell-O molds you always see from the 50s, and every single one had broccoli in it. Anyway, fast forward to now. I haven't eaten broccoli since I was a kid. I've been seeing a therapist for unrelated reasons and I casually mentioned this to her. She asked for more details and I realized I'm still surprisingly sensitive about the subject. She suggested I try eating a small portion of broccoli as a way to challenge and overcome these negative emotions. I wasn't comfortable doing that alone, so we agreed that I'd bring some in for our next session. This brings me to the fuck up. Yesterday I arrived for our session with some broccoli and, reluctantly, tried a bite. As soon as I tasted that shit, all I could remember was my grandma's weird obsession with it and all the discomfort and embarrassment it brought me. I vomited all over myself, my therapist, and her office. She was nice about it, but I could tell she was uncomfortable. She said I might not be ready to confront my broccoli issue. I think I might need to find a new therapist. Too long did not read. I have broccoli-related trauma and ended up vomiting on my therapist because of it. What a rollercoaster. Thank you for clarifying how old you were when you were born, lol, and that story was hilarious, thanks for the laugh. Edit. There are also many brand new sentences in there. My favorite is, broccoli-related trauma, open mouth smile. When I was born, 0F. FYI, you don't need to specify your age when you were born. We've been starting everyone at 0 since 1994. This is one of those TIFUs where I honestly can't tell if it's a shitpost or not, but I also don't even care. Great story. Exposure therapy is supposed to start slow. I think that today I fucked up is on the rapist's part. Slow down there, she was a great-grandma at 49? It's not a world record, but I can see your mother getting pregnant at 15 was not an isolated incident. Anyway, I feel bad for her because it sounds like you enjoyed the broccoli as a kid, and we know that she enjoyed it. It was your peers that teased you for it that ruined it, but now you say she had a weird obsession? Let's put the blame where it really lies. People who care what's on your t-shirt have a weird obsession. Brocco lies. Today I fucked up by showing my mom the wettest coochie I've ever seen. I've been scrolling through a couple of not safe for work subreddits beside my mom, although my phone was facing away from her. It so happened that while I was looking at a video of a very wet coochie, my mom inched closer to show me something on her iPad, so I locked my phone and forgot about it. Well, a good 10 minutes later, my mom said something about a product that she wanted to try, and I remember searching about it on my phone earlier. So while she was looking at my phone, I opened it, to a very graphic, full-sized video close-up of the wettest vagina that I've ever seen. I yelled and dropped my phone on the couch. My mom looked away and pretended that nothing happened, but I just know that she saw it. I'm currently sitting beside her and neither of us have spoken a word in 30 minutes. I don't even know what to say. Too long did not read. Forgot that a not safe for work video was in full display on my phone. Opened it beside my mom and I accidentally showed her a close-up on a vagina. Why is no one mentioning how weird it is to be sitting next to your mom and scrolling through that kinda stuff? This shit is funny. If she knows you like vagina, it's not awful but just awkward. It'll pass. Bruh, you can't just post this story and not link the video. I had a similar thing yesterday, opening Reddit and having r/cum canon addicts open next to my dad. Fucking launched my phone in the least chill manner. Clickbait. I automatically assume that a post like this is going to be followed by an OnlyFans promotion. One time I was looking at porn in the morning and I accidentally fell asleep because I was lying on my stomach and I woke up to, "What is that?" And I immediately, even before opening my eyes, remember what I was doing and look at my phone and there's a woman getting fucking pile driven in the ass and my mom saw it. Why TFU watching porn beside your mom?